Hey guys, Mark2303 here, and I'm just doing a vlog with a bit of TF2 over it just to, hey guys, welcome, Mark2303. Let me get rid of that fraps thing. I have some TF2 just playing in the background just because, like that, it gives you something to look at while I talk. And I want to talk about a little topic. It's about the back to school thing. Because okay, I know that a lot of you already have started school by now, but and some of us haven't. But I just want to discuss how's the best way to go about coming back to school. 'Cause I know school can be very stressful. If you're doing something like GCSE and you're now in year 11, it's extremely scary and frustrated. Essentially, now is your final year before everything, just before all your final exams, and it's just so stressing after you've had long summer and you might have not studied just because. I mean, who studies really during the holidays? I don't really know a single person that does that. And so getting back on the first day can be pretty scary. And so I just want to discuss how's the best way to go about your first day of school, how to get back into school, and how to treat the people in school. Just because we all have the occasional assholes that we don't like to really talk to. We just... oh, Jesus. But I know how it's for all of us. Because I've been there. I'm doing my IGCSE this year, and I can tell you that I'm extremely nervous about all of it. Because it's like everything I've done, it's leading up to this one specific moment, and it's just like some of us might also be in IB, some of us might not even be there yet, but it's also like even if you're not there yet, it's still something you're gonna have to face. It's still something that's gonna be in your face, and you're gonna have to deal with it at some point. And I know it sounds really scary and something you don't want to do, but you're gonna have to learn to deal with it. You're gonna have to learn to, because I know a lot of us it's all just really difficult. And I just want to address, just because we're all gonna have to face these big exams that they feel like they determine your life. Like if you fail this, you failed everything you've ever done, just because they're portrayed. Because they are very important, but they're portrayed in my idea more important than they actually are. They're portrayed that if you fail this, everything that you've ever done has been for nothing. And that's why it's scary. Hey, I know you're a spy, I know you're a spy, die. So, and how I see it, the first day you get back to school, you don't... Actually, before we get to how you should treat the first days or the first week or the first month of school, I want to address how you should treat the summer. You should treat this. It's less important. Like for some of us, if we don't really retain information that well, it's better to do revision over the summer. But if you can retain the information, it's not too important if you can keep the information in your head. It's more about just... Oh, you're a fucking spy. It's more about that you're ready to do what you have to do when you get back. Sort of like that you understand the importance of it. You understand that in order to get through this, you need to understand how much more important this actually is, how more important this is portrayed. And so you need to be able to make changes for the better. I mean, even if you're doing extremely well already, you need to be willing to make changes for the better. So like me, I said to myself over the summer that I would focus entirely on that I would change for the better to make sure that I become more organized and just better at work, so that I do make sure to do all my homework when I get it, which is a thing that you should always do. Do your homework the day you get it, because it frees more time, and it's better to do it like that. And I said that I'd change, and I am changing. You should always focus on why it's like, if it's hard for you to be organized and all that, you should just dedicate over the summer to make sure that your new mindset is organized, that you're gonna focus it all on that one single thing.
Homicide.
And I know it's scary. I know how scary it seems all to you. All you, like, especially people who are just going into this new important year that determines that it literally, I can't emphasize how much this enough. How it feels like how it's choking you, kind of saying, you fail this, you fail everything. But remember this, it doesn't. No matter how important the exams, it doesn't determine your life. Because it's not about whether it does or not, it's about your mind. Because if you focus on that this is extremely important, this is what determines whether I can go on, like for me, this determines whether I can go on to A levels, and then from A levels I can go on to university, get my degree, and get a big job somewhere. But I try not thinking of them as too important, because otherwise I get anxious. I just think, oh god, oh no, can I do? You feel like, can I actually deal with this? Is it actually possible for me to deal with it? And it's tough. Hey, you die. And so when you're going back on the first day, just to recap quickly, just do what you're told as well. Just because if you do what you're told, then you'll find that it's just a lot more easier. And just behave well, because if you think about it, it's not too easy for the teachers or anyone else this year as well, or any of the years. So just also out of respect, just behave. And most of all, do work over the summer, or just tell yourself that you're going to change just for the better, just to make sure that for whatever exams that come up, you're going to manage them. And above everything else, you need to, I'm just saying, you don't need to learn how to do this immediately, but you need to be able to grow up. You need to learn to become responsible, because responsibility, like it or not, is something we all have to deal with, we all have to do in life. We all have to learn how to be responsible, whether we do it quickly or slowly. We have to, because that's the most important part of it all. It's not about the exams, it's not about any of that. It's about, are you an adult? Are you willing to become are you willing to grow up and become an adult? That's what's most important. And if you're able to grow up, then yeah, that's good. It's a good start to learn how to grow up and to become responsible. And an easy way to do this, just as a little tip from me, just get like a job, or do some kind of volunteer work. That really does help. It really does help, volunteer work. Trust me. Like, I help out at a dog shelter for the ACE, and it's a fantastic place. You should seriously check them out. They do fantastic work. And I can tell you that for a fact that has made me grow up an infinite amount of time. Is turned me from being the normal teenager that I was to a responsible young man. And it's because you have to deal with doing this kind of work that if you do something that you really care about, you learn how to become responsible, how to put as much effort as you can into things, and that's something really good to learn. Sorry that I'm breathing so much. I mean, it's just that it's hard to talk about this. It's hard to really talk about this kind of subject because it's just such a big, weird subject to talk about. But yeah, school is really tough, and it's not gonna get any easier. Alright? It's not gonna get easy. It's probably most likely gonna get harder. But if you become responsible, trust me, it's not gonna get any harder, really. It might get a bit harder because you'll have to learn more complex knowledge, and like maths, you'll have to learn to do some really fucking difficult equations and fucking math. Like, fucking math. I like math a little bit, but it's just too complicated for me. It's just, math's hard, and that's a fact. No one in history has liked math. And yeah, that's how you should deal with going back to school. Just learn to be more serious than you are. Seriously, that's gonna, becoming responsible is really gonna help you. Behaving well and on your best behaviors is also gonna be good. Even if like your best friends and stuff aren't really acting like that, it's still better to learn to grow up. Just because that's everyone likes it. Everyone prefers you when you're grown up. And honestly, you don't want to be seen as a fucking dick, now do you? Or even if you think it's cool to be disobedient and bad, it's not. It's the opposite. Because it just looks stupid. It's just stupid to do that. Now onto a bigger topic that I really want to talk about, and that's how to treat the people at school. Because a lot of us we try to be cool by acting like complete dicks and all that, just because for us, we think that's cool. Like us guys, we think it's cool to be complete dicks to each other. Some girls like to gossip and stuff because they think, it's fun to gossip and it's nice to gossip. But seriously, I like a bit of gossip as well. I like to, because I'm a very curious person. I do have my, and I do have some big opinions. I do think I am no angel, trust me. I am less than an angel. I'm an absolute asshole. I am a smartass and an asshole and a pain in the ass, to say the very least. That's who I am. I'm no Prince Charming. I'm no anything. I am someone that if you piss off, I will get very pissed off, and I can be very annoying, to say the least. Oh shit, mouse twitch. But you should just be nice to each other, because hell, even if it's not gonna help you out with life, it's still just nice to be nice to people. I mean, being nice is really where you get high in life as well. And just, I mean, it's just hard to just see people being absolute dicks. So just be nice to each other. I mean, we're on this goddamn earth together. Why can't we just learn to love each other? Is it really that hard to love each other? Anyways, my opinions aside, I'm just we need to all learn how to treat our fellow neighbor, because we don't treat our neighbor well. We don't treat many people well anymore, and we're less respectful of other people now. And that's the thing. Just learn to respect each other. That's all I'm saying. Respect each other, because it costs literally nothing to just respect someone and not be a dick. And honestly, it's much better just to be a good guy instead of a bad guy. Just if we can learn to be nice to each other, we're gonna have a much better time. Yeah. My advice: be fucking nice to each other for 1 fucking second, because it's really starting to piss me off how much of dicks we are to each other. Why am I playing as medic? Simply because he has something that's a lot like a machine gun. Why I didn't stick with him, I don't know. And then finally, it's about how to deal with topics. Because a big issue is, how do we deal with topics at school? How do we, because there's a lot of things, because you got a lot of subjects as well. It's kind of like, how do you deal with them? Like, you could say that just to deal with, like, for example, how do you manage to do stuff like that? Maybe learn to do history better or anything like that. How do you manage that well? How do you get through the subjects better? And it's simple. You just don't worry about it, because worrying about it is only gonna make this make it harder for you. If you worry about Sorry, just hit my mic. Wait, let me just fix it. It's gonna be harder for you if you worry about how it's like it's harder if you worry about how important the subject is. Just if you worry about it all, try not to worry about it. Do the homework when you get it. Don't be afraid to ask questions, because it's asking questions that's gonna help you. I mean, to have knowledge is to know. To be intelligent is to ask. It's to question, I think the saying is. And it really is. If you question, like if there's something you don't understand, or if there's something that's lucky kill. There's something you don't understand, don't be afraid to ask, and keep asking questions, because with questions comes knowledge. With questions comes knowledge, and with knowledge comes questions. And the more questions you ask, the better. It's true. You should just always ask questions. I mean, it's good to have the knowledge, but if you're not willing to question, how will you know anything about the subject? How many people am I dominating? 2! Hell yeah! Sorry. But yeah. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid about any of that. And certainly don't be afraid about how big the topic is. Because worrying about that's not gonna make it better. What's gonna make it better? And how the hell did you kill me so quickly? I think you got a crit or something. What's gonna make it better is if you focus on just trying to do your best. Brilliant. What's gonna make it better is if you stop thinking about how hard the subject is and more about so what's the best way to approach the subject. It's kind of like if you have a detailed schedule. It's kind of like you should focus more on what you're gonna do then, instead of being scared about how long you're gonna have to study for. Because that's what gets you. Because you're like, okay, I'm gonna make a schedule. I'm gonna follow it to the dot. It's gonna be like a little bit followed by a lot. And it's that lot that you're gonna be scared of, because you don't want to do that. Because you want to be lazy. And the best way is to ignore it until when it comes up. Then you think about it. I think that can also be said a lot about work. Just ignore it, and when the time comes that you have to think about it, then you think about it. Because otherwise, it's gonna worry you, and that's what kills you. You get worried. And when you get worried, that's what makes you fail. No, you just... Okay, just trying to make it go away. But that's what's going to make you fail. Worrying about it all. So don't worry, just... If you're going to make a schedule, which is very good, about what you're going to study, just... For example, if you say 1 hour, 2 hours free, and then 1 hour, 2 hours, then 5 hours, you're going to be scared about the 5 hours. But if you ignore the 2 and the 5 and just focus on the 1, you'll be able to get through that. And if you just focus on the 2 afterwards and forget the others, then that's going to benefit you, because you're not going to be worried like, oh my god, it's a lot. And then when the 5 comes, and be like, alright. I mean, 5 hours tech generally is way too much to study. So, you don't have to do it for the entire hour. You can do, say, like, Okay, for 5 hours I'm gonna study maths. So you do maybe 20 minutes of math break, 20 minutes break, 20 minutes break until the 5 hours is gone. Because you should take breaks for the information to settle in, and for you not, and just because it's better if you let's just do it like that. I'm gonna find someone to kill. Hey, Pyro. Eat. Felt like I did that, but I didn't, so it sucks. Oh, I hate that your things can't go in there. And finally, I just want to talk about another problem. Something that we all hate, and that's people, and that's like, I'm gonna put them into two. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna talk about, like, if you're people, someone like me, then you're gonna think the same thing like me about like how you dislike the majority and all that. Like, because like for me, I'm the kind of person that doesn't like trends. I don't like to follow trends or anything like that. Mainly because I'm a little bit less social than most, but it's also because I have no interest in those things. I have interest in other things that allow me to be friends with a small group of people, but allow the group of people that I'm with for me to be happier. Not because I have problems with trends and all that, and how the trends are. Because it's not that I don't like trends. I mean, trends can set some really good things, but how people treat trends like a religion almost. It's that kind of stuff. Like when people take trends too seriously, like the selfie thing. I have no problem with taking a selfie, but how the selfie has become, it feels like it's become a way too big as a phenomenon. Hey, high five, amigo. Yeah, but that's just one of the things, and I'm just using the selfie as just like an example, because there are many examples. There are many, many, many examples. Oh, for Christ's sake, just stay still so I can chop your head off. I do apologize for me not really talking right now, but I'm a bit busy trying to... Alright, medic time. Apparently I can only play with the medic. And because he has the medigun. Who knows? So... yeah. That was my vlog, really. And also... so if you haven't already, check out the second channel, Illogical Nerds. I'll put a link to them in the description. You should seriously check them out. It's done by me and my friends, and it's stupid and hilarious, and we're all quite the same. We're all like brothers. So if you like me, you're gonna love my friends. And yeah, do us a favor. If we can reach something like, if I can reach something like 20 subscribers, or at least like 100 likes on this video, that's gonna make me very happy, and it's gonna... and honestly, I like to chat about these things, because these are quite some topics that in some way aren't really addressed that much. And like, the thing on how to treat the first day of school, you don't really see this being addressed or anything. It's kind of like just left. It's a thing that's just left there. it's a big topic because for some, like I said at the beginning, for some of us, getting back to school, it might be one of the most important years of our curriculum. Like, for me, this year is extremely important because this year is going to determine whether I can go on to do my A-levels, which allows me to go to college and get a degree in whatever I'm interested in, which I'm still deciding between law and neuroscience. Yes, I'm that kind of person. Although, if I do become a lawyer, I'll try not to become one of those blood-sucking lawyers. I'll try to become actually a good lawyer. Because honestly, there are too many evil lawyers around for this world. I'll try, and so let's get like 20 subscribers, so 100 likes, and hell, let's make it let's try to get 1,000 views. So share this, favorite this, and if we can get 1,000 views, 100 likes, and 20 subscribers, then I'll make sure to then pop over to the then I'll just think of something stupid to do, or I'll talk about something really big that really kind of, that's just a relatively big topic. Did I see someone called Duke of Butts? Here you go, Melon. Yes, I like TF2 memes. Shut up. They're funny. They're very funny. So yeah, I'll do another vlog for tomorrow about some more topics that aren't really addressed in any detail and should really be addressed. Like, I don't know. In fact, if you want, leave in the comments a topic that you think should really be covered, because I'm willing to talk about this, because I don't really care about what people think about what I'm saying, and if what I'm saying is stupid, wrong, or right, or if it's something that there's a reason it's untouched. I'm saying all this because I don't care what other people think, and I take this kind of approach into life because honestly it allows you to be much happier than you would otherwise be, and it's something that I think we should all be. We should all just live our life and not think about how the world perceives us, because otherwise it's just going to make it harder for us if we think about all this kind of stuff. Just stand still, Duke of Butts, so I can heal you. And so, yeah. I say this because I don't care what people think. And let's get a bunch of subscribers, shall we, guys? Come on, let's do this for all of us. So I'm gonna keep on playing some TF2, and I might do an extra vlog just for tomorrow about something else. And until then, stay frosty, 'cause I'm cold as a melon.